What up, girl?
Hey, girl. Listen, I
How
couldn't be
are
more
you?
pleased to see you this evening.
Oh my goodness, I'm loving this Christmas share energy. Tell me everything.
Big share energy. Normally, I don't like to wear wigs 2 weeks in a row, but this one is just doing everything it needs to do for me.
Yes. No, I feel like you can have a reoccurring character that is a wig. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the wig is a recurring character, and I just feel like the most new ingenue. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
I'm new. Can you show me around? Can you show me the ropes? I
Can you show me a round? I'm going to sing a 6-minute song introducing myself.
yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
And spoiler alert, it's gonna be I Want to Marry the Night 6 times in a row.
just the refrain.
Yeah.
Stand up, have a stand, as
Have a
my
stand.
choral director would say. Everybody, have a stand.
Yes. Okay.
And show us the whole. Oh, yes.
So this outfit kind of pulls double duty for Christmas and New Year's. It's like a brocade jumpsuit that I found in a vintage basement store. I just saw her from across the room on a rack, and I was like, "She's mine."
Are those pleated sleeves?
They are. Yeah, they do have little it's sort of a gathering around the cuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is like a balloon sleeve, which I think is very kind of like an element of Liza thrown in there. It's like
Yes,
Sharon
and
Liza.
we stand for Liza.
I was trying to find pockets, not even knowing if it has pockets, but it does have shallow pockets. And girl, I wear this on stage, so I never really use the pockets. But it does make the butt look real good too.
That's a great
That's a
great
bonus.
cut on you. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the shot. You look like a sexy ornament.
Thank you. Oh, you just need some beaded fringe, and then you're ready to take it back to the 1930s. I'm not sure which decade this jumpsuit is, but it is really.
It has pockets,
versatile.
so it has to be more recent because I feel like they didn't allow women to have pockets if we couldn't vote.
No. What were you gonna put your ballot in? Your bra? Common trash.
your snood, your girdle, whatever
Oh.
other weird.
Good reference. You put in your
Thank
little
you.
snood, your hair net in the back. I love that.
Love it. The snood.
Mhm.
Anyways, you look lovely.
Thank you. So, girl, speaking of doing double duty for Christmas and New Year's, we have to announce that we just need a break. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not sugarcoat it. We need a break, and we're gonna take one for the holidays. So this is our dual Christmas New Year's dish, and the next time we'll see you will be in 3 weeks in 2022. So if you miss us real bad,
girl.
we need a minute. We need to recoup. We need to recover. We need to reset. We need to refresh. I was thinking of all the rewords while we were getting ready for this. But here, girl, let me tell you, dear viewers, if you really miss us real bad, here's what you can do. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can watch all of our dish reruns. You can like us on Facebook. You can hit us up on Instagram. We love personal messages. Let us know what you want us to talk about in 2022. Comment on our posts. Girl, I mean, we're not going to be completely off the grid. We'll post a couple times, right? We're gonna
Girl, yes. We want to make sure we bring the best of us into 2022. So bear with us on that. We are very excited to continue the dish.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very excited to continue talking to you, girl.
Well, girl, that's never going to go away. You couldn't get me to stop talking to you even if you tried. You're welcome to try.
Look at that fan. You had it ready.
I did.
Talk to me about these cookies that you were supposed to make.
Oh, I didn't know you were going to call me out so early on the program.
First of all, we don't say call out. I'm calling you in.
Oh.
I'm calling you in the conversation.
Thank you.
So I've had so many epic cookie fails, and you really haven't. You're very scientific about it. And as a cook, I hate baking because it's so precise. I just really get exhausted by it.
Yeah.
But there's a freedom, right? Because you just kind of follow the instructions. But I still never follow them well enough.
Yeah, true. So
big Scorpio energy over here.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I love a gumbo or a stir fry where you can just if something doesn't feel right, just throw more shit in and then you can just make it right. But with baking, it is really important the proportions of things so that the chemistry happens correctly, and the order is also really important. So what happened today is I was rushed. I was rushed today.
Okay.
And I didn't have so like here's when I get rushed, it's very odd. The order is very odd. So I did like a full mise en place because I'm a crazy woman. And then I just put things in the wrong order because I was like trying to read the recipe really quickly. So what I wanted to make for you, I'm pulling up the dish cam as if I'm going to show you the results of this horrible failure. It was supposed to be vegan, gluten-free, and also egg-free because we have someone staying with us for the holidays who's sensitive to eggs.
Okay.
Red velvet cookies. That's what was supposed to happen.
Oh.
But what I did was I put the binding agents in after everything else. So what you're supposed to do is take beet puree and coconut oil and mix that together. Then you're supposed to add sugar, apple cider vinegar, and one other liquid ingredient that I can't remember. But the apple cider vinegar and the sugar is what really starts to make it bind into a dough because you're not using eggs. You're not using any other binding agents. So you have to use something vegan. But I already moved on to the next step, which was the flour and the cocoa powder and the baking powder. So I put the dry in and then I was like, oh shit. And I just tried to add the sugar and the wet stuff in after that. And that does not work. So what I got was like they just pooled. Nightmare. They just pulled out, dripped over the cookie sheet onto the oven. Smoke was happening. It was very dramatic. I almost set off the smoke alarm. I'd open up the doors, the windows. I was taking another cookie sheet and fanning, like, frantically.
Oh, my God.
And then, like, because it's coconut oil, it's really slippery. It slipped right off the baking sheet, and I put it into a glass pan, and so now it's like vegan brownies. Very shallow vegan brownies. Weird brownies. That's what I got.
So have you tasted them?
Yeah, actually, so I was like, this was a complete failure. I was about to throw them away, and then I just set them to the side and let them, because coconut oil will congeal after a while, kind of like butter.
Yeah.
It'll set up a little bit. So I was like, I can't deal with you right now. Like, well, I'm going to take you to the dump later, you know?
Oh,
so
my God.
I'm licking my wounds, I clean dishes, and then I get a fork, and I'm just like, all right, let's just
fuck it, let's try it.
We have to taste it before we throw it out. And it got a little more solid, and I forked it, and it was kind of like, it was kind of like a lava brownie that you would put on a sundae.
Right,
so
right, kind of that, yeah.
Actually kind of good, very chocolatey. Sweet because of the sugar, so like, hey, it's sugar, what can go wrong, right? And I was like, this would be really good on ice cream. So I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm going to try something else, and we're just going to do those cookies again tomorrow, girl. It was a nightmare. We had to flub something up for Christmas, you know? Like,
girl.
Anyway.
So what did you bring us then? Because you still brought something. It's Christmas.
I didn't come to a party empty-handed, Brooke. I surely did it. You did? That's okay. We still love you. So, girl, what I made for you is sugar cookie cutouts. This is a very beloved, time-honored tradition in my family. So we've got 6 shapes for you here. We've got stockings, bows, holly leaves, trees, snowflakes, and bells. And the thing about this is that you have to, first you bake the blanks. So you cut out like sugar cookies, then you bake them. These are an egg-free variation, which, yeah, so all you do, this is crazy to me. You leave the eggs out and you just put more baking powder in. That's it. And they taste exactly the same. Like, you'd think the egg would lend some flavor or something. It doesn't. So it's like,
no, it's just a binding agent, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a pleasant surprise. So first you bake them, you cut them out, you bake them, and then in this slide, which you can't see yet, Brooke, but we have Daddy who's decorating the cookies.
And Daddy in the shot, Christmas angel.
Yeah, surprise cameo from Daddy. He'll never work again. He'll say, I didn't know you were into that sort of thing. That's what they'll say. So anyway, there's little ketchup bottles full of powdered sugar frosting.
Okay.
But it comes out very stiff out of the mixer, but you can add a couple drops of water to make it thinner, but it's like it's a really sensitive balance or else it'll get too runny. And then you just have to squeeze. You just have to keep squeezing this ketchup bottle over these cookies and pipe like really delicate shapes onto them. It takes hours and it really hurts your wrists. So if you want to get carpal tunnel for Christmas to get out of other activities, this is what you do.
So my activity to destroy my hands, which bravo, yes. Merry Christmas. Kill your joints.
Kill your joints. Yes.
Is always putting together some ridiculous, awkward, like ridiculous gift for my nephews. So like a make-believe kitchen or a make-believe like a carpentry bench, but like for toddlers.
That's so cute.
5,000 pieces. My dad and I'll do it, and it gets us out of church. Shouts to getting out of church, girl. We love to see it.
Sounds counterintuitive, but that is actually the real reason for the season. Sorry, Jesus.
I mean, frankly, wouldn't Jesus want me to put together this carpentry bench for a toddler?
He would, because carpentry, right? We love carpentry.
I played Eliza in high school.
There we go. I'm going to hold these up because they're going to slide right off the plate.
Look at that.
Just look at those cute little buttons. If I hide my face, does it... Oh, if I hide my face, it focuses better.
I'm leaning in like I'm an audience member. I'm like...
Oh my god, girl, I've always wanted to do this like the beauty influencers. I'm gonna like hide my face so you can see the product we're using today.
Yes! There it is!
There it is. We've got little snowflakes. This is my favorite, girl. I'm so proud of this one. So this bell has a little like green piped leaf on it.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. So that's why they take
forever. How do you
eat
one of these? Like, how do you eat one of these and feel okay?
You just stick it right in the mouth. You just stick it right in the mouth, girl. I'm gonna have a snowflake because I really like the I really like this simple little texture on this one.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. That was very Jennifer Coolidge. All right, girl. So we're dishing on milestones.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a milestone for you? I would say one of my milestones is when my family stopped inviting me to church for Christmas. I feel like that's a pretty good milestone.
Yeah. So what was it? What was the nail in the coffin?
Probably my queerness. Maybe bringing home a trans guy. Maybe bringing home a black woman. We'll never know. The journey is the verdict is out. I will say because the immediate family that wanted me to go to church is so anti-conflict, it was never a conversation. So shouts to the feelings or treasures, barium energy that my family brings. Well, not all of my family, obviously.
Your family and mine hold that.
They don't talk about it. They're just like, well, Brooke's probably not going to church, right? But it's never a conversation. They're just like, and to be fair, the last time I was in a Catholic church for a service was with Ms. Eileen Galvin. Keep them guessing, Miss or Mrs. It's Ms. Eileen Galvin for a family wedding. So Eileen knows what's up with my family.
That's Ms. Galvin to you.
Mrs.
Mills. Was that for the wedding where I was your +1?
Yes. You're my forever +1 girl. But
I think that was the nail in the coffin. That's why you're not invited to church anymore. They couldn't handle all of this.
You kept requesting We Are Family at the reception.
Just on a loop. Oh my gosh. I was like, Got to Be Real by Cheryl Lee. And they're like, ma'am, it's been 15 times we played that song.
They're like, ma'am, the wedding is over. There is now another event here.
Yeah. And I'm like, it's raining men. And they're they're like, get out. Just all the
I will. If you play, it's Raining Men. Mm-hmm. Hallelujah. It's Raining Men.
You know what? Those cookies don't go so great with Manhattan. Not a great pairing, I have to say.
Wait, why?
The Manhattan's too bitter and the cookie's too sweet. It needs, if you're gonna drink, it needs an eggnog because culture.
No such thing as too bitter in this household, but that sounds nice.
Yeah. It needs an eggnog or like a dessert wine. That's my thinking.
You are a sucker for a port. So
I do. A port is so Sauterne.
You drink like you're in the 1930s all the time.
I do. It's actually a point of pride. Denise is here. Denise. What
up, Denise?
Oh, Denise says those look great. Thank you, Denise. I had to walk so I could run. Because I ruined those first cookies.
I had to almost burn the kitchen down so I could walk.
Yeah. Oh, girl. Well, milestones. One of my biggest milestones is cooking. Do you remember what I used to cook when we met? It was worse the farther back you go. In college, my subsistence food was white rice, boiled eggs, and raw chopped onions. That's what I ate to sustain myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you ever make that now?
You said
Do you ever
wow.
make that now?
You said
just to like take yourself back.
Hold on. You said wow. Like you were at the museum looking at the Stone Age exhibit of like what they used to use to make fire, and you were like, wow. I don't know how they did it.
No, so I wasn't even cooking, so I was in the dorms the whole time. I lived on blocks of cheese, tortilla chips, and salsa. I didn't even melt the cheese. I just ate cheese.
You didn't. So did you ever sprinkle nacho cheese on chips and microwave that, and that was it?
Love language. That was my love language in the 90s. That was how we were all latchkey kids. That's how we stayed alive until our parents got home.
Yeah, I mean, it's
sometimes
super easy.
I would take a flour tortilla. This is just so terrible for anyone who's watching who isn't white. So I'm really sorry.
Yeah, we're really sorry for this.
I would take a flour tortilla and put like Mexican style cheese, which is a nationality and not a cheese. But in my store, there was Mexican cheese.
Correct.
And put it on, and then put another flour tortilla on it, and microwave it until it like bubbled.
Microwave quesadilla, yeah. Just
oh my god, yeah,
white girl
quesadilla.
Yeah, white girl quesadilla. Another thing I would do, speaking of tortillas, I would take tomato paste because you can't use sauce; it would run on a tortilla. Okay, hold on. Just walk with me.
Oh my god,
here.
keep going. I'm with you.
So you take a tortilla, you spread tomato paste on top, then you lay out the pepperoni. And if you want to get real crazy, you take dried oregano and you sprinkle that. And then you put the cheese on top and you bake it. And it's like a little tiny, thin, awful pizza.
I cannot believe you were around my childhood because this would have changed the game. Do you know how much pepperoni I just ate out of the thing?
Oh, out of the little package? Out of the little...
Just out of the little package?
Yeah, I don't remember what that company was. But yeah, I know the kind.
We did... Oh, man. You know what? You know how white I am? In Spanish, they couldn't find a name for Brooke, so they just called me Blanca, which just means white girl.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Pause for the accuracy.
Girl, it's so real.
So
quiche,
then when quiche was like high French cuisine for me. Like, I didn't learn how to make a quiche until I was 25. But when
you learned, but you did good. You were learning how to cook when we lived together. I think I also you tried. I also was a bit of a nuisance of a roommate in terms of what I ate. So it's not like you could cook for me and I could try it because I was I don't eat everything. I eat so annoying for everybody else. Oh. So I'm like, hey, do you want to make something with no meat and no cheese and no fun and no grains and maybe no bread and extra what?
We were keto, vegan, Whole30. We were everything. No tree nuts.
Oh yeah, you did do Whole30, girl. What a fucking nightmare that was.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. My body felt great and lost a lot of weight if that is the kind of thing that you're trying to do. But it's hard. It's expensive. Mm-hmm. You got to do a lot of cooking. It takes a lot of time. So
it's interesting, all these fad diets. Nobody really has the conversation about the money.
Oh, the money, the privilege of being able to diet. It's just are you kidding me? So much money. I gotta get up at 6 so I can take the bus to work. It's just so
right.
It's nuts.
The books are so how to make your own ghee, and you're okay, bitch, what?
We were just talking last night about this this couple of Texas white women who rebranded Mahjong. Did you hear about this?
No.
It's so awful and also so funny because just everyone just descended on them and is what do you think you're doing? You know what I mean? They're
oh, wait a minute. I think I did see this. What did they rebranded as? I don't remember.
They replaced all of these 1,000-year-old images on Mahjong. Yes, the colors are significant. All of the Chinese characters, they replaced them with bubbles and dragonflies. And they were we did it. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, fabulous. Texas women holding down the white woman fort for all of us white women, just really making a good name for ourselves. So girl, what was your milestone
needed
dish?
A refresh. So
it's only been a couple thousand years.
Yeah.
What was your milestone cooking moment? When did you feel you got it?
Well, I remember very vividly what my milestone baking moment was. And it was a brown sugar and I think they had little currants in them. Brown sugar and currant scone.
Ooh, scones are no joke.
Yeah, and it had so much butter in it, and it was just the best scone I've ever had in my life, and I was like, wow, anyone can cook.
Anyone can cook.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to let Loaf in. Hold on, she's being needy.
Okay, get her, bring Penny on.
Yeah, Loaf is on the dish.
Put her on the dish. I have the dish cam ready.
Oh no, she's coming in for water. All right, hold on, wait 1 second.
Okay.
Loaf, come here, big girl.
America wants to know what the Loaf is up to. Oh, Penny.
Yeah, big girl. What's you doing?
Look at that sweet age. Oh, she looks so tired. She's like got a little hobble in her step. She's doing a little soft shoe.
She a thick Loaf.
Oh,
she a big girl.
Doing a little soft shoe down in the break room.
Hi, Miss Eileen. It's me, Penny. So,
Hi, Penny.
that is the Penny voice for Eileen.
Yeah.
Eileen is the only one with a miss in front of her name, and Penny calls her Miss Eileen.
Yeah.
Miss Eileen.
You can call me Miss Ma'am.
Okay. The only reason Penny loves Eileen, besides Eileen is an angel, is Eileen, when we lived together, I bit my nails. But now they're long and luxurious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
So I bit my nails. So Eileen had long nails. And Penny was like, people have nails? Like, blew her fucking mind.
She didn't even know.
You changed her life.
She didn't even know they didn't have nails where she came from.
They didn't have no nails. She
Well,
came from Pennsylvania. Girl, those are not ingenue nails. Those are not ingenue nails. Okay, those are supporting.
Experienced second-time debutante nails.
These are supportive best friend Anita energy.
Anita Bidet.
I mean, fine.
Anita, there's some joke about like Anita wig, Anita bobby pin, Anita duct tape. Anyway, whatever. It's like the girl backstage who doesn't have any of her own shit. That's the joke.
Love it.
Anyway, steering back to the dish. So what was your milestone? What was your milestone cooking dish, girl?
Girl, I don't know if I necessarily like had one particular dish. You know what I mean?
When did you just look at yourself in the mirror and you just knew? You knew.
I think really actually like cutting out meat and cheese forced me to learn how to cook.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just couldn't go out like I used to.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? And I remember the first time I made vegetarian chili. And this is a milestone in a different way. I had never made chili without beef, and it just adds so much flavor.
Mm.
So I added the normal spices for beef chili, but I pretty much made hot salsa. Like, it was just like tomatoes, onions.
Yeah, it didn't hold together.
In a broth. It was hot salsa.
Yeah.
And I was eating it. I was working at Nationwide, and I had to literally like go across the street to Chipotle and get like tortilla chips and guacamole and everything. But I then I started dating someone at the time, and they were like, "Oh, I've been vegetarian my whole life. You don't know how to do vegetarian anything." Like, and I was like, "Oh, spices." And I think that was like my introduction, because I wasn't raised with any spices at all.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was just salt and pepper, and like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas, so we're gonna put cinnamon on shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Do they even know it's Christmas and you're just insanely shaking cinnamon onto everything?
Just everywhere, just cinnamon.
Oh, girl, that was like.
But honestly, like, I feel like dating our mutual friend who was Puerto Rican,
yeah,
really helped like understand a little bit more about like what spices could
what they are, because we're white, so we don't know. Remember when
girl, that stereotype has never been more true. Like, I don't, it is so bad.
I just put ranch on everything.
Ranch.
Do you remember when that particular acquaintance of ours, your ex, made fun of me, and rightly so, I want to say, for trying to make I don't know, I was trying to make sauerkraut and sausage, and what I did is I cut up Value Time hot dogs and canned sauerkraut. Which, by the way, if you don't know, get it from the bag. Don't get it from the can. You could taste the can. And
we lived together.
I was so disappointed when it didn't turn out. And your ex, our former once and forever roommate, was just like, "What did you expect?" And that was when I need to turn a new leaf.
You know what? I think that's a really good milestone moment. And I honestly feel like that's a good line for everything. Like, as you go into this holiday season, we're in it. I'm just kidding. As you go into holidays with whoever you're being with, vaccinated and hopefully boosted, Got my booster scheduled, girl. I'm very excited. Woot woot.
Yes, I got mine a couple weeks ago.
Remember to hear my ex's voice in your head with, "What did you expect?" Because I don't think people have changed too much, and we're all really tired. So you have to take care of yourself.
You really do, girl. Milestones. It's been a tough journey to get here. Like, there's been a couple times where, ooh. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't want to get too dark on the dish, but listen, suffice it to say, it's been a long and winding road, okay? We can't just leave it at that. I will tell you, there was a year of my life after college. I had just gotten out of writing 2 theses at the same time. This is before we lived together. I lived in the burlesque hotel. I had just joined a queer burlesque troupe, which was delightful in the sense that I was performing a lot and I was cutting my teeth. But on the other hand, I was living off my savings. And it was a revolving door of performers that had every excuse of why they couldn't pay rent again that month. So it was very stressful. And I'm the one with the spreadsheet, right? Because I'm a nerd. And I'm like, well, let's just add it up. Let's make sure things are happening. And it just, it didn't always happen, but we worked our way through it. During that year, during the day, I was just like feeling so unemployable because I was early transition. And I was like working odd jobs. Girl, I canvassed for a AFL-CIO affiliate who, like, they said they were nonpartisan, but they were definitely left-leaning, so, like, yay for us, but also, like, can't we just say that we're... Anyway, that's not the point of the story. I did that job for 2 weeks, and then I was like, I can't do this. The stress is too much. Like, that
well, the stress and, like, your early transition and knocking on strangers' doors, like,
and their
that
children
is not
are
ideal.
asking me, are you a boy or a girl? So I'm just getting, like, traumatized with, like, every interaction. We're carrying around iPad minis until 9 p.m. And so that feels very stressful, right? Because you've just got this, like, hey, come and steal this iPad from me. You know what I mean? It was a lot.
Girl, that milestones are also, like, where you are in your career now. I feel like it's just, like, those are the jobs. But what we don't talk about is, like, early transition and how that's so different because there's so much changing about everything. I think it's a very special and really important time in the process, but, like, I also hate to say, I know the transition never really ends, right? I hate to, like, well, have you transitioned? Like, I don't know, have you transitioned to the afterlife, Debbie? Fuck off. Like, I don't think there's a
I'm not done
right.
on this.
And you shouldn't be
coil.
either, right? Like, that's just
that's
we're
why
all kind of on our, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've talked about it before. That's why I like to think of myself as a flux person because the change is ongoing.
Right.
Yeah. Girl, what's something you're glad you never have to do again?
Oh, fuck.
How much time you got, right?
What is something I'm glad I never have to do again? Hold hands with someone I don't want to in public.
Oh, that's the worst.
It is the worst. It's the worst.
It just makes you feel like, I want to go home. You know, like, I want none of this to be happening. It's miserable.
How about you, girl? What's one thing you're so glad you don't have to do again?
I never, ever have to go to Victoria's Secret for a bra fitting again. I did it once 10 years ago, and let me tell you, speaking of trauma, that place, you and I went, like, last Christmas, I want to say.
And I was like, yes, you've had a bra fitting. Yes, you've had a bra fitting. And you're like, well,
I had
a long time ago. And I'm like, girl, no.
You were like, yeah, it was like we were about to jump out at, like, we were parachute infantry. And you were like, girl, go. You're like, putting me out of that.
I will dive on this bomb for you. I'm a 36B.
Yeah.
And then they're always like, they'll, like, measure you. And they're like, no, you're a 32C. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
I think I know. I've spent a lot of time working through this. You were so sweet. As we were walking towards it, I was literally telling you this story of how I went for a fitting 10 years ago. And it was really difficult because they were, like, a little bit too attentive and also, like, a little bit judgy. Like, oh, this is sweet. Like, who let her in here? You know what I mean? So as I'm telling you this story, the workers, and this is not their fault, by the way. It's not the individual employee's fault. This is just the standard operating procedure. They'll be at the front of the store with the clipboard. And they'll just be like, when's the last time you had a fitting? And I'm like, we're actually fine. You know, it's awful. So we never have to do that again.
I think that's a big win. That's a big win. I always want to hold hands with you in public. And speaking of, stay tuned for 2021. Pandemic pending. We will have opportunities for some in-person dish.
Yeah.
We will have more episodes for you. Stay tuned on that.
2022.
Yes. Girl, happy fucking holidays and happy new year to you and yours. You are a breathtaking Christmas mermaid, and I'm so grateful to have you in my life.
I'm so grateful to have you in my life, Brooke. You are the best. I just wish every good thing for you this holiday season. Like a good mix of rest and excitement and whatever you need to be having in this moment, I wish it for you. And I wish it for you, dear viewers. So on that note, we will see you on a Tuesday in the future. It's going to be 3 weeks from now. We'll see you in January 2022. And until then, be safe, be well, be fabulous. And we'll see you next time on the next Covered Dish. Bye, babies.